Live this whole time? Am I live now? Am I live now? Hello? I'm live now. I wasn't even live this whole time. There's two buttons on my screen that I have to hit to go live. And it looks a little bit like this. You guys are gonna bug out by watching this, but look at this. So these two buttons over here, it says stop streaming and then go live. I forgot to hit the go live button. A little bit of a rookie mistake over there. A little bit of a rookie mistake. But I was basically saying welcome to the TraderPrad show. All things that we were having on the board today, such as my trades. I felt like I was having a little bit of a Jordan game flu episode from game 5. I remember watching the Last Dance not too long ago when it came out on Netflix, and how Jordan had to channel in, keep his sickness at bay, and then just land in all the free throws, smack all those shots, and win that NBA championship in Game 5 against Pacers. Kind of felt like I had to do that today. You guys know how I've been dealing with a little bit of a cold, enough to actually even forget to go live on the stream. I could have possibly done the whole stream today and not been live this whole time, and then absolutely I hated myself for it. That would have been funny, but no, I caught that mistake. We are now live. Please let me know if I'm live or not. I see a bunch of people in the chat already. Legend Capital, Barkit's asking for Microsoft. We will take a look at that. TH is in the chat, and so is Angry Buddha. Let me actually go confirm I am live myself by quickly going here and clicking on my own channel, because that's what I usually do. But today I just didn't even click on my own channel and have it up on a second screen to kind of see if I was live or not. That would have helped me caught the mistake a little bit earlier. So let's go to uh, Gustavo. What's up, Gustavo? How you doing, my man? Let me just quickly head over to, where is my channel? View my channel. There we go. We are live. Awesome. Let's start off with, ladies and gentlemen, we have a long list of stocks, and as I was saying, when I thought I was live, but I wasn't really live, that today, Game 5, Jordan flew trading, almost absolutely killing it. We started off the day with the red, and it was actually Amazon red, and if Amazon wasn't a bad trade for us, it would have been an even bigger win for us on the day, and absolutely smacked it. So here we go, Amazon 150. We tried to take that 150 long, but didn't work out, took that loss, and it started off the day red right off the bat. And then now, being a little bit sick, being a little bit already mentally exhausted, not really having the mental capital to put in the game. Although this was right off the open, wasn't really that badly hurt off the open either, to the point where I couldn't fight back. So was ready to fight back for the rest of the day, and then come in the other positions where absolute banger wins come in, to the point where that Amazon loss doesn't even matter, because right off the bat this win pays for the Amazon loss and more. So that one happens to be Square. You're seeing the Square image also on the thumbnail today, where this first win itself ends up being a 6.6 R win for ourselves. So monster win on the long into the $73 area. If you were watching the stream last night, you guys remember how bullish we were about this whole Square trade. We were looking for any reasons to trade it, especially if it got above that 70-50 area, which was right here. So Square opens up above that in pre-market, doesn't really pull back to 70-50. But if you're looking at the stock in off the opening, right around the 1 minute 2 minute charts, you can see we have a little bit of a consolidation, and then it's basically taken out the 5 minute high at the $73 area. So it looks like a nice little opening range 5 minute breakout. We're breaking out the $73, and if we are going to hold up, it shouldn't technically go much lower than 72.50, 72.60s at the moment, because there was a little bit of a flush and an immediate buyback. So that gave me a quick little reason to get long with the tight stop. You can see how I punched one long as soon as more buying started coming in. I punched more long, took some outs, and then tried to see if I could try to add that position long back in at the break of 75. But the stock already had done its ATR on the day, so that position I just close it and move on. Later on, try to build into another position, which ends up being a nice little winner. Square, our number one profitable on the day trade. Obviously would have loved to be long at the $70 area, but had to improvise that play a little bit. Had to punch in long at 73, just shy of my target at 74.50. Figured, hey, if I could risk 30 cents to get $1 or $1.50 out of the stock, that's more than 2R. Getting 60 cents is 2R. Getting 90 cents is 3R if I'm risking 30 cents overall on this position. Let's say even if I was risking 50 cents, if I'm getting $1.50 on it, that's 3R right there. So I'm okay with that risk to reward on this position. And with the way the market was playing off the open, the stock had more chances of going into the 74.50 area and then dying out in 74.50 rather than going to the downside and testing 70.50. So I felt like I didn't really have to give it all the way back to 70.50 to kind of wait for those tests. If it didn't hold this area, I felt like I didn't have to hold it all the way back here to wait for the real signal if I'm wrong. So that gave me a beautiful opportunity for a long. However, as you guys can see, that yesterday's high was that 70.50 area, which also coincides from another level in history right here, these double bottoms, and then the 750 was kind of where yesterday's high came into play. We break out through that and have a nice little move up to the north side, and look at how the 74.31 is basically where today's VWAP is. That's pretty surprising. That 74.31 is exactly where today's VWAP is, and that's where we will be looking to see if more buying can come into Square going forward. But we'll talk about that more in depth when we get to our big ass watch list that we have. As always, just a quick little view of our watch list today and what it looks like. I'm gonna show you my trade ideas. Hello, where's my mouse? There we go, my mouse shows up again. After hour movers. Nope, not after hour movers. Where's trade ideas scan? There you go, trade ideas scan, open picture. So basically all the stocks on this list, all the way from Adobe to ChargePoint, including a couple other large cap stocks that you guys know I always like to talk about. We'll be going through all those positions, and we'll be looking for trades on all those positions. Square, I believe, should be in that list. It's not, so I'm gonna add it. I'm gonna add it right below, right above lows. Insert one above Square. Okay, so that's my trade on Square today. Next up, RIVN. RIVN, that $20.20 area, happened to be somewhere around the pre-market range highs too. So took that beautiful range breakout. RIVN, $20.20 was also a solid level on the daily chart that we have been waiting for quite some time now. So tested that off pre-market, held it off the open, and launched off to the north side. So looking for that $20.50 pre-market high break long. I punch out of some, but then I punch back whatever I punched out of immediately when the stock is able to show some buying once again, able to hold that move for a bigger move up. Once this flag pattern shows up over here on the 2-minute/5 minute pattern for RIVN, let me show you RIVN on the 2-minute chart. Once this flag pattern shows up over here on RIVN, I had already taken 2 profit targets on RIVN. Once the flag pattern shows up, I basically add these 2 lots back for a bigger move up to the north side, where I start seeing some stalling coming into the stock. So I punch out, another flag pattern shows up basically, and I take that flag pattern too, all in while knowing that I'm not really expecting too much than 21.86 on this position. I do give it a little bit of more wiggle room. I did want it to get stopped out over here, but then I say, maybe that's not the right call. Maybe I do wait for all the way down over here, but then I figure, you know what, no, it's going below today's VWAP. If the stock was good, it should have respected today's VWAP. It should have held today's VWAP. This doesn't look too good to me. I'm just going to close this position and walk away. At the end of the day, it looks like that's where the real buyer was, and that's where the horizontal levels are. That's why horizontal levels are way more important than derivative levels. Derivative levels obviously come from math and the formulas of where the buyers were and where the sellers were, but when you can identify there's an active buyer happening right now, these active buyers are what paint the derivatives in the direction and the style and the format that they get painted in. These active buyers and active sellers are what paint those derivatives. So me failing to recognize that active buyer into this 2050 2070 zone allows me to not get long at that area, because I'm thinking the stock should have respected today's VWAP, which it never really did. Honestly, it did a little bit over here, but it never really truly respected today's VWAP, and then later on just launched off into the stratosphere all the way to the upside, which we missed the meat of the move. But at least we caught something that is repeatable, something is scalable. We caught the opening range breakout, check mark in the playbook. We took the profits into consolidation, check marks into playbook. We took the consolidation flag breakout pattern, check mark into playbook. We scalped the profits in the same range of the width of the range that we were giving the risk in, check mark off that playbook, scalp completed. We look for another scalp. Here's where we kind of failed on that trade. We could have possibly entered back over here, and we could have possibly entered back over here when RIVN actually showed another point to get back in after holding today's VWAP later on in the day. So multiple times where you could have thought about getting back into RIVN, but the opening drive trade was a nice little trade long for us to start off the day, and we made our money. We're not going to complain about it. Last but not least, Dollar Tree. We were talking about how Dollar Tree and DG, these levels into Dollar Tree and DG, that 140 into DG and 131, 131.50 into Dollar Tree, pretty important levels for us as to see how the stock would behave. Stock off the open actually runs up to the north side and then starts showing me some weakness. You know, the opening 5-minute candle, monster candle, but look at the volume. The relative volume is so low, no real buying, and any of that move that's coming up, it's only because the market's going up higher. So if this stock is not going to really do anything, not bring in volume, then any sort of weakness is something that I want to ride it to the downside. So hence I take that short right back to the downside below 131.40. I give it about a 50 cents risk. I have a nice move into yesterday's low where I get greedy. We're not yesterday's low, sorry, yesterday's close slash yesterday's high, where I get a little greedy and I punch a little bit more size. I see some stalling coming into this position. Thankfully, not a lot of volume. It's a boomer stock, so it trades a lot slower, to the point where I can get in and out pretty much for flat if I'm wrong on the trade, because I'm entering at the right prices where the stock is going back again and again to test liquidity. If I was entering at the wrong prices and I was on the wrong side of the trade, I probably would not have so many chances to get out for absolutely flat on these trades today. So good entry on the first short, I guess. The short could have been way higher after failing 133, which was kind of into our zone at 131.50, but we punch into the move back under VWAP under 131.50 or so. So we take that short over there. And then we add into yesterday's high, which we know is stupid. Then we take our profits from the first lot. The second lot, we take the loss. Later on, we let the stock trade. It kind of trades into VWAP, and then we see it flush right under VWAP. So we build into this position. But then I'm really not liking how it's holding yesterday's high and then yesterday's close. Yesterday's close 130.48. And we're really just holding that area. I'm not liking that. Anytime we go into 130.40s, we're popping right back up into 131. So I'm saying, you know what, screw this trade. I'm done with it. I don't want to lose on it. Goodbye, God. I'm taking my money. I'm running out. Peace. Deuces. Tap twos. Give me twos. I'm out. Deuce. Right? Give me twos. I'm out. I'm bouncing. So Dollar Tree, however, over here, later on entices me with the trade, but I kind of debate myself with this trade. We get back above 131. That same seller above 131 into 131.40s comes in. I'm not really watching the stock at the moment. If I had been watching it, you know, I'd probably punch in, but I missed out on it. Later on, I see it comes back into my previous entries, so I take that short. I'm giving it a little bit of risk up to 131.25, 131.30s, but you know, I'm not getting stopped out. So why am I punching out of this trade? Because as soon as we jump into 130.50s, I'm seeing those holds come back in again. At which point I'm going, you know what, I don't want to hold the stock all the way back to VWAP and then back to my stop looking like an absolute idiot because it dumped back down over here. It gave me how long? From 11:30 till 12:30 basically to take profits, and I did not take profit, and I watched this stock come back and then I take a loss on it. I would feel really stupid. Maybe the stock is just not doing anything and trading sideways. It's a boomer stock. Very possible it doesn't do anything all day. So why even bother? Take my flat exit slash scalp and I'll be out. And that's where the stock ends up making that bigger move to the downside. That seller, right direction, just did not have the balls to hold the trade for the bigger move. Later on in the day, we tried to replicate the trade a little bit in this consolidation range at 130. It could not really get above 130, but at the same time, it could not really get below 129.80s. So we got in close to 130. We got in on the break of 129.80. Ain't shit happening, so I got out at 129.80, took my exit, scalped the profit. I'm out. And then Dollar Tree ended up being my third best trade on the day, writing a nice little green checkbook for myself. Jordan with the game 5 flew free throws, just draining them all. Might have missed my first 3-pointer with Amazon, but just draining all the free throws and doing all the Euro steps and hitting all the layups after. Even while I'm sick, baby. Food poisoning can't stop me. Can't put a good boy out. You know it. All right, now that we've gloated and glorified our trading for absolutely no goddamn reason at all, let's start talking about some of the positions that could be possibly interesting for us tomorrow and see where the money making opportunities are. And let's start off with, as you guys know, the best stocks on the board to take a look at. What happened with this one over here, mate? What did that line, the Dollar Tree, get fucked up? How did that line go there? I don't remember putting that line there, man. Come on, Dollar Tree. I don't remember putting that line there, cuh. Alright, you getting deleted. You getting deleted. Alright. So yeah, that's my trades on the day. Let's go to the next segment, which is all of our big watch list. If you guys are interested in our watch list, you can obviously subscribe to that watch list by supporting me on Patreon, in our tier 2 membership of Patreon, where every single day I make a big ass watch list. The watch list looks a lot like this, where we make this big ass why does that bug out? We make this big ass watch list for ourselves every single day. We color them into different codes, where orange codes are more important than the blue or the white color tickers. We also include the economic calendar for you and get you guys prepared. Get myself prepared first, but also get you guys prepared also for all the fun and opportunities. And if you use that watch list from yesterday, just to give you an example, let's go see what type of trading opportunities you could have found. I think I showed you that RH trade. I said ER was horrible. As long as RH is holding above 300, there is no real shorts. I think that's what I put in my notes. No, what did I put? Let me just do this real quick. Expand page. Where's RH? I just put bearish, but the resistance was 290.50, as you guys can see, and right there, 290.50. If the stock is above resistance, then there is technically no short. Then you could have looked for a long over there. A lot of other plays in here that we've been calling out all throughout the week for you guys. Affirm trades, Riot trades, Mara trades. We actually pulled off some of the trades on this stock watch list for you guys today, and we're going to be looking for more opportunities tomorrow. So if you are interested in that, feel free to go check out my Patreon by doing !Patreon. And surprisingly enough, someone actually subscribed to my Cameo. Can you believe that? I actually know the guy who bought my Cameo, so I don't count it as a real Cameo purchase. But someone actually purchased a Cameo from me. Yay! So I get to shoot a Cameo video and then showcase it off to you guys to kind of show you what that is. And whoever is interested in getting Cameo videos off me, you can do that too. But let's get started. Let's go to the next segment of the show here. All fun things of the stock market for earnings season. Before we do that, quick little intermission.
Hey, you there. Yeah, you with the Manscaped shirt. Are you tired of decoding the stock market? Are you looking like this guy always lost after every single day? Well, look no further. Today we got a brand new offer for you from TraderSync. This software will help you identify exactly where you're losing, where you're winning, and how to maximize your profits. Use code PRAD15 at the checkout. If you start journaling your trades, you will start trading better and you will start looking like this guy. So what are you waiting for? Go on out there, go get yourself a TraderSync discount, use code PRAD15, and they also have a Black Friday sale going on with 65% off. Don't be late.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I see NASCAR All Out is asking a pretty good question. What's your opinion on trading? Let me go to full cam. What's your opinion on trading options versus trading volatile small cap stocks? I guess they're both gambling in a way, depending on how you manage your risk, right? I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that because it's not gambling. It's only gambling if you are gambling, depends on how you manage your risk at the end of the day. If you're just YOLOing on options on zero day expiries or on small cap, but if you're able to manage your risk and you are making sure that you're taking the right trades, waiting for the right side of the V's, or small caps is a little bit more demon. It's not really following patterns. They kind of trap people in the game until it's time to liquidate on them. So that game's a little bit more confusing and harder to understand. So what is my opinion on options trading? In my opinion, options trading is just another tool that can be used to make a shit ton of money, but also can be used to just lose every single dollar you have, because a lot of people don't really understand how to do it properly. I myself don't know how to use it properly, so hence I don't do it. Thankfully, my broker doesn't really allow us to use options at the moment on our platforms. I think eventually they do plan on allowing us to use that, at which point I do plan to learn more and more and more about it. I know just the basics, enough to get me going, but not enough to make a trade off of options. It's a very confusing market. It's got a lot of math behind it. Gamma, delta, decay of time, just too much behind it, and a monkey brain like me who just likes to smoke trees and punch keys, all I care about is what's the price action doing at the moment and how can I make money off of it right now, right? So for me, options is more like timing the market, right? Which is kind of what a day trader's job is. You're timing the market with your entries. You're not playing the long-term game, which is timing the time in the market versus timing the market, right? So day trader's job is timing the market, but with options you have obviously an expiry period, so you have to be very, very accurate with those guesses. Very, very accurate with those guesses, and that kind of ruins the profitability for a lot of people, just being accurate with the guesses, because nobody has a crystal ball in the stock market, right? In my opinion, options as a longer term play works better, because I'm able to, at least from my own experience, I'm able to get better reads on a longer term thesis for stocks that recently announced earnings, and if they have been forming some sort of a pattern daily going into that longer term thesis. For example, when I called that Roblox fake out double bottom on the earnings play going into that new highs that it's at right now, that was a technical read, but then you could have played an options play off of that technical read for the daily chart into a swing play, long options play for yourself. So I like options play for that. For a day trade, I'm not really a big fan of it, mainly because I grew up on the stock market. I grew up on the shares directly. I learned all about shares since I was a kid until now. Never really grew up on the options market as much. However, I know the options market is what the kids love these days, and they dwell on that market. It's a market where you don't need a lot of money to make a lot of money, so that's a very attractive feature of it. But the market is not always like that, right? All that glitters is not gold. You got to be careful with all the scams and all the hopes and dreams that people be trying to fill in on TikTok and on social media about options markets. It's just not It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. All right, so hopefully that little rant helped you on options over there, my friend. NASCAR all out. Getting back to our watch list on the day over here, a big ass watch list as always. Let's get started. First one, Costco earnings report has come out for Costco already. Was supposed to be after hours, along with Lennar. Let's show you that list of stocks that we're looking at for earnings place. So Costco, Lennar, Job Bill. This one I'm very upset with today because I didn't really push a single trade on it, just sat there and watched it. And Adobe, so we'll take a look at all these four stocks from our earnings list. We'll also add Oracle to that. I believe Oracle is in that list. How is Oracle not in that list? So let's add it right below Job Bill. Just increasing my list of stocks. Isn't that great, guys? Oracle, Square. Okay, so starting with Costco, announced earnings report, positive earnings report, expected 3.4, reported 3.58, report expect 57.78 billion, reported 57.79 billion. So pretty much in line report. I'm expecting they also guided in line or barely reported a beat on report. So in line report comes out with the in line move. Not really expecting too much from Costco. Obviously with the markets taking off to the north side and pushing into all-time highs, already pushed Costco into new all-time highs where we're seeing it currently situate in. Walmart did that recently, but Walmart has pulled back quite a bit since. So maybe Walmart could have some catching up over here. Although I do think Walmart has that problem with the Ozempic pill. They talked about a lot of inventories going down since Ozempic drug has gone up in the usage around the world. McDonald's has talked about this issue quite a bit. Well, wow, what a recovery on McDonald's. My goodness. Talk about recovery season. I kind of knew this was going to happen. I talked about this. I said, you know, that pill might just cause people to eat McDonald's more because now they feel like they have no fear of diabetes or have a fear of being fat anymore, so they can go out there, eat those McDonald's burgers, and then just inject themselves with those Ozempic injectors and whatnot, and kind of keep the money flowing for McDonald's. That was my idea behind it, and that's why when McDonald's was crashing, I kind of didn't really believe the move. So I kind of stand true on that, or you know, not. I was gonna say I stand corrected, but not. I don't stand corrected. My thesis has been kind of proven right. That you know, Ozempic kind of helps McDonald's, but not as much to Walmart. Walmart actually doesn't really get helped in that case as much, in my opinion, because Walmart doesn't really incite taste buds as much as McDonald's does, right? Theft in Walmart is an issue. Costco is a club. Not everyone gets in. That's a good point also. Yeah, very good point. We've been watching like what San Francisco robberies happening left and right every single day. So Walmart's had to pull out of San Francisco. Target's had to pull out of San Francisco. I actually love watching YouTube videos of people getting caught robbing and trying to say that they didn't rob anything. It's pretty hilarious trying to watch these robbers trying to lie their way out of it. But no, Costco, obviously you need a membership to get in, you need a membership to get out, and it's a pretty, not tight security, but it's a pretty good job that they do at the doors over there. All of our groceries in our house is basically Costco. I'm a proud member of, well, I should say my mom's a proud member of Costco. I'm a proud consumer of Costco products. And I love everything that they do. Kirkland, baby, you know it. Shout out to Kirkland. Maybe that was a big problem for Walmart then. Not just Ozempic, but also the loss of inventory from thefts and so on, where Costco actually gets to keep a tighter hold on that sort of stuff. So shout out to Costco. As for some levels of interest, let's quickly put in that marker at that all-time high, which we kind of pulled up to today, which is what, 642.60. which we kind of pulled up to today, but didn't really manage to do too much with it. I think, Costco could easily go back down to somewhere around here if it wanted to, but it didn't really do that because, the report wasn't really that negative. So in my opinion, if the market tomorrow has a bullish move in it, such as the QQQ and the S&P 500, we could possibly see Costco making a run for the all-time highs and maybe making a break above the all-time highs. But if tomorrow ends up being a little bit of a free fall Friday, something we haven't seen in a long time, the QQQ pivoted to the downside pretty hard, or looked like it was going to at least. The SPY looked like it was also going to sell off, but then held off from selling off too much. We actually recovered the sell-off quite a bit. That's surprising because the last time I saw the market was a lot lower. Yeah, we were like at what, 400s? Yeah, and we got back to 403. That's actually pretty surprising. So QQQ recovered quite a bit and only ended down 0.09. That's not bad at all. So maybe there is not a free fall Friday tomorrow because the market tried to sell off today and did not really do so successfully. Costco, however, around yesterday's low and closed around yesterday's low, and the after-hour move was basically around yesterday's or today's low, sorry. Now, yes, after hour move not really around today's low. After hour move ended around all-time highs. So I think there is an easy move into all-time highs. You can kind of see what happened into 645 area in pre-market. We kind of popped into 645. You know what? I'm just going to put 645 on my number instead of 642. 645 resistance Costco. After that, we're looking at 650. And in my opinion, as long as market is bullish, I'm bullish for Costco. It's that simple, boys. As long as market is bullish, I am bullish on Costco, and I'm getting ready to look for those longs past those all-time highs area, and the stock technically should not go below today's low, which was 630. So 630, is it 631 or 630? 631. I'm just gonna put 631 all the way down to 630. Give it a nice little dollar range for me to play with. And I mean, you already got that after hour low at 621. That's something to not be questioning a little bit. We might have some buyer there, but the stock shouldn't technically go below today's low all the way down to 630 and not be trading under that. So bias or inflection, in my opinion, is I don't think we see 630. But if we do, we shouldn't go under it. So I'm just going to put that in my notes. Stock has no longs under 630. Yeah, it's going to be the cleanest notes right there. Stock has no longs under 630. We're going to even do the dollar Trump hand gesture, finger motion to kind of imprint that notes into my mind, imprint that into my headset a little bit, and kind of get that prepared. No longs under 630 and all the longs above 650, baby. All the longs above 650. So let's look for those trading opportunities on Costco tomorrow. Let's go. Very, very bullish as long as the market's bullish and not giving a free fall Friday. LEN. Next up on board, Home Builders, LEN. Earnings report coming out. Looks like a good EPS and revenue, but missed out a little bit, and they actually dropped to the downside. They held off somewhere into the opening ranges of today. And I'm in the Bay Area. Watched a homeless man walk out a full case of beer. Jesus, yeah, isn't that what's happening in the Bay Area every single day? The Channel 5 video has a pretty good encapsulation of what has been happening in San Francisco. I learned what's that word called? What's that word called? Bipping. Jack the Bipper. Bipping? Yeah, I learned what bipping meant. San Francisco streets, Jack the Bipper. Yeah. Great channel. Go check out Andrew Callahan, Channel 5. Shout out to Andrew Callahan. Great channel. Maybe we can do some reactions to that today because I do have some reactions on board. If we can finish the amount of stocks we actually have on board to talk about, then we can do some reactions. But let's get started, or let's not waste any time. Let's keep going. Let's get the party going ever and never ever stop. Next up on board, Lennar. Are we at all-time highs on this goddamn stock? And what's with that stupid ass candle? Holy shit. Okay, LEN. Day before earnings comes out, makes a monster move past all-time high. Makes a monster move past all-time high, and then after earnings report comes out, sells off? Why? And then sells off right into the day's low? Okay. This obviously is the FOMC move. So yesterday's FOMC move a little bit is where we found buyers. So whoever was buying Lennar at 2 o'clock is still buying this position in the after hours on the earnings report. They still like what the stock had to report. So I'm guessing as long as we're expecting this area to hold up, maybe there's another move right back into today's high. And then this is where the stock kind of exhausted. I don't think we see the stock going above today's high. So let's put in that area near 156 as a possible resistance. I put 165. 156 as a possible resistances. Support area possibly around this. Where do we close? We closed there. So no, that's not a support. 1 year. I mean, I can't really consider that whole candle as a support area. Technically, the supports are like somewhere into 140s. But I don't think that's for real. But technically, the stock should find some area of support above 145, in my opinion. So I'm going to put 145, inflection 145. Technically, this stock is under 145, no longs. Bullish above 145, no trades under 140, maybe shorts, but only, oh no, nah, I'm just gonna put, yeah, bullish above 145, that's it. Strong earnings report causes me to be bullish. One thing that we could add to that is actually go take a look at the actual guidance of the stock. So let's go take a look at the guidance. Why did the stock slide? Blah, 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 blah. Revenues from home sales grew 8%, attributed to a 19% increase as home numbers deliveries. Reaching the company's stated a figure was partially offset by a 9% decline in average sales. Okay, so that one's a problematic over there. While first quarter net orders are expected between this and this, company decided to not provide a full year and did not give a full year guidance. That's not good. We are pleased to report another strong quarter and a year and against the backdrop of evolving through constructive market conditions. Yeah, we don't care. Economic blah 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 blah. Higher rates. Higher shit. Jeez. Okay. All in all, decent numbers, but they are saying that, you know, obviously a little bit of the higher interest rates kind of kept people away from buying houses as much as you want them to, at least for the company. But they were still selling, they were still making money. They did not guide anything for the next year, but they are giving you a range of how many houses. So if you can do the math, take the number of houses and use the amount of houses they did before. If the numbers all make sense and everything's golden, but if the numbers don't make sense and everything's not golden in that case, and looks like someone has done the math, and according to their math, they're not liking what they're seeing, so they are pushing the stock back down. So under 145, maybe there are some shorts on this position. Under 147, under 145, there could be some shorts here. So maybe it is actually to put it in our notes, bullish above 145, bearish below. It's that simple. There we go. I was gonna think about how to fix my notes on that one, but that was pretty easy. Where's the that was easy button? I don't have a that was easy button. Maybe we can just find it. That was easy. That was easy. Okay. Adobe. Let's go to Adobe next. This one actually was one of the best trades from yesterday's watch list. I should have talked about this. It wasn't in our higher priority list of stocks, but in our notes we put in if the stock is holding above 600, no shorts. The earnings report wasn't really the best earnings report for ADBE. We were very bullish on it, but we were ready to not short a single share of the stock if it was actually holding above 600 off the open. Off the open, it was above 600, marching to the north side strongly, and so was the market. But look what the stock did going into the open. We opened below 600. We tried to take out 600. We failed to even get close to 600. The stock never gets to 600 and then just sells off after making that push close to 600, I guess, off by like $8, $7, and then pushes down. The fact that the curl is coming in on the overall market and on ADBE below 600, when the notes clearly say if the stock is holding above 600, it's bullish and there is no more shorts, that could have given you a beautiful tight risk to reward entry right at 590 area, which is also put in our notes. Infliction 590. Let me just show you the watch list. This is from yesterday. Infliction 590, resistance 600. If stock is holding above 600, no shorts. The stock is above 600, bullish. Guess what? We're nowhere near 600, and we were actually expecting 570, but that area doesn't really come into play. But now the question is, what happens tomorrow on Adobe on the way back to the downside? I'm looking at this 590 area still. In my opinion, we shouldn't really come back to 600, but the 600 area is still kind of, looks like it could come back into play for some reason. So we'll be watching this 590, then 600, and then we'll watch to the downside some of the other levels, like what is this? This 580 and then 570. So good $5-10 ranges over here. Ooh, hello. 580 and then 570. Good $5-10 ranges. In my opinion, the inflection point now goes from 600 to kind of 580. If the stock is holding 580, then it's not really a short, because you don't want to see yesterday's lows getting respected, and yesterday's lows are basically today's lows. So the stock should not get held at yesterday's lows if it does no shorts. And bias, no real bias. Hello? Why can't I type? No bias. And we're going to put Adobe in the blue color of stocks, obviously, because it's a higher price stock. When it's a higher price of stock, there's lower liquidity, higher spreads. So your amount of risk you're going to be giving that position skews from time to time, and you're going to be having to put a very close eye on that position. So unless you're putting a lot of time and effort into watching Adobe, I would say don't even bother with it. Next stop, JBL. JBL, Jawbill, another insane move. I mean, we talked about this yesterday, giving a possible move like this, and it started off a little bit slow. It started off a little bit slow to the point where I was like, okay, yeah, you know what, I'm not interested in that stock, and I kind of turned off. I never really pulled up the stock until later on in the day, where I saw it was all the way above here, at which point I was thinking about a short. But then I remember what happened to me the last time I tried to short the stock, when it was making that crazy monstrous move up to the north side, and I figured, you know what, yeah, I'm not gonna do that stupid shit. I'm just gonna stay away from trying to short the stock. I tried to short it in this range a bunch of times last time and gave up my whole day, which was really idiotic. So I said, you know what? Nope, not doing that again. Staying away, not playing with fire. Made the right decision. And kept myself from losing on the day. Learning from mistakes, ladies and gentlemen. Learning from mistakes. As long as I am, I'm happy, but I hope you are too. Not just from your mistakes, but from all my mistakes also, because that's a big part of this show over here. Learning from mistakes, not just yours, mine's too. Learning from my wins, not just yours, mine's too. And that way you get to exponentialize your trading career. Jawbill, however, coming back to this stock, 13% move. What an insane position. Off the open, I wish it was a little bit more active. Not really sure how to trade the stock tomorrow. I guess you're still waiting to... yeah, I guess I do know what I want to do with it. And I don't want to see the stock going below 133, technically. 133.20 should get held up. The stock should not go below 133.20s. In my opinion, honestly, it should not even go below 135. Hello? It should not even go below 135 technically. So we're going to be watching 135 and then 133.20. As for the high ends of this stock, I think easily goes up into the high end of those ranges tomorrow. So let's just quickly put down a little bit of a box over here. I think that box is not really warranted. Maybe we can put that box into a little bit of a tighter range over there in that case, Prad. All right, so 139. So let's say 140 to 141.50. Let's do that. 140 to 141.50. And as for the bias, now obviously, you know, the bias is nothing but bullish for the stock. Bias is nothing but bullish. I'm only looking for longs on this, as long as especially we hold up into that 135 or 131.20. So looking for longs into 131.20. No, what is that? 133.20. 133.20. If 135 can't hold, but would love 135 to hold, which means we are seeing 141.50s. I think this one's a pretty damn important high priority stock for me on the day tomorrow. This is probably going to take over all other stocks, over Lennar, over Costco. This is priority number one. This is priority number one for me. It's going to be JBL. Let's go take a look at Oracle. Ooh, Oracle getting ready to maybe be priority number two instead of Costco or Lennar over here, as obviously we're seeing day one, day two, and day three on this position of earnings play happen so far. Day one sell off, day two a little bit of a recovery, day three selling right off into that important level over here of $100. So if Oracle can take out that $100 area to the downside, then we got a little bit of a wiggle room into 98 or lower for Oracle. So I'm just going to put down one and one level only in Oracle, and I'm going to put bearish under 100 on Oracle. Tag it as a blue color maybe, because it's not really a stock with high catalyst volume behind it, especially going to the downside if the market's going up. Bearish if under 100, and also market is going down. Because the market's going up, then I don't really want to be looking for shorts on the day. I want to be looking for stuff that's playing with the market, because some of them will have more juice, more oomph, more power, more sauce behind them for me to get that extra dollar. So I don't want to be really looking for shorts if the market's going up. But if the market's going down, then I'm going to be looking for any of the stocks that I have tagged as a bearish sentiment, and with the high important color tag behind with it. That's going to be Oracle. That's going to be Adobe, and that's going to be not Adobe actually. Adobe says no bias, but those are going to be the stocks that I'm going to be looking for. So Oracle, $100 area. You also got a little bit of support right below 100, right at 98. But right now the $100 area stands pretty true for us, and we're going to be watching how that level plays tomorrow. Oracle, Roracle. I don't know if that stadium's still a thing. Is Roracle still a stadium? Is it still called Roracle because it gets so loud in there or something? Roracle. All right. Next up on board, we got the wonderful, the beautiful Square Block. Block finally pushing into the 74.30 area. You guys saw how I traded this position today. I think the resistance is still going to be 74.30. Even though we did clear that. So I guess you could put resistance 75.50. Right? Right? Okay. So 70.50 is support number 2. In my opinion, well, hold on a minute. Hold on a damn minute. Where Okay, in my opinion, the stock should not really go under the 74.50 area based on how we consolidated there in that area today. If I was to put in a volume point of control, damn right, I should be seeing that thick red line, most of the volume transacted right at that price point, at 74.36. So in my opinion, with this move that we saw today and that consolidation in that price point, we should not get under 74.30 at all. So 74.30 now ends up being that new support point. Let's just say 74. I'll go 74 to 74.30. Whatever. We'll give it that. 74 to 74.30. Our first resistance 75.50. Second resistance 78. Third resistance we'll give 81 areas. And for area, we'll just put a little squiggly mark as an 81 area. Ooh, we turned on that one by mistake. We'll turn that bad boy right off. And so that's the 81 area over there. We're waiting to see if the stock now has that oomph to keep on pushing into the north side over there, into that beautiful resistance area where the stock has struggled. This one's a little bit higher than what we're waiting for. That's 89's area. So let 81 come into play first. I am pretty bullish on Square, as you guys can see how I traded it on the day today, but it needs to hold above 74.30 for me, or $74. I don't want to see the stock going below 74 tomorrow. If I do, that's not as bullish. It's not as bullish. It's still bullish, but I'm going to be waiting near $70 instead of $74. So as for notes, inflection point 74. Need to see stock holding 74/74.30 area to be thinking for a long into 80s. I feel like I'm screaming and talking with too much energy for someone who's sick. And I'm also very distracted, hence we only got into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stocks so far, and we still have a million more. For those of you wondering how many more stocks we have, I can't even scroll down on the list. You see Lulu. After Lulu, we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 27 stocks after Lulu. I'm back from the dead like Undertaker, baby. Oh, I'm back from the dead from Undertaker. Rejuvenated. No, I'm not rejuvenated with any energy. I'm dying here. Let's go take a look at Lowe's. Lowe's had a monster move today. Found that off of the Trade Ideas picture that I just talked about not too long ago. The Trade Ideas scanner shows that Lowe's is now pushing into a pretty decent level. And honestly, the only level that I kind of care about is this 226 or 227 to 228 area. I guess you can say 229. 227 to 229. I'm just gonna keep watching how the stock behaves into that price point. No other important price above that other than this 235. So if the stock can go here, find some rejection, maybe we can find some intraday shorts for it to play off of. It's a little overextended maybe for Lowe's, but this is also leaning off of that the home catalyst, right? The Lennar home building. Actually, was there a retail home sales number today? Maybe it moved a little bit off of this export-import numbers. I don't mean to do that. Tomorrow, there is no home sale numbers. Retail sale numbers went up, so I guess that kind of took retail companies like Lowe's. Home Depot went up too. That makes sense. Home Depot, Costco, bunch of retail companies went up today from the retail number. Okay. And that's why these are popping up into our watch list today. I was wondering why Home Depot's and Lowe's both popped up into the scanner at the same damn time. So now we're getting the reason for it. HD obviously popping back into this 354 areas. Beautiful rip on the move yesterday, along with the overall market taking taking HD into this area. I guess that should have given us enough reason to keep an eye on HD for a possible day 2 continuation, but you would not have got any real dip buys for a real day 2 trade on the stock at all, because it just kind of kept slowly grinding back to the north side. But if there is a day 2 trade, then you kind of there is no day 2 trade, because yesterday is not really day 1. Yesterday was just the overall market kind of taking off, so you could have gone long any stock, any stock technically, and made money on it to the long side at 2 o'clock. Shout out to the market at that time. Home Depot, not really seeing a big trade on this one for myself. It was on the watch list, but not too interested. So let's go to the next one over here, which is Dave & Buster's. I said Dave & Buster's is an absolute buster stock. We don't care about this one at all, and we missed out on a nice little move up to the north side. Right on the break of this $50 area, stock opens under 50, breaks out of 50, and just launches to the north side. Would have been a picture perfect trade for us. Sadly, the stock doesn't really do too much volume off the open. It would have been about, maybe at best, the stock had traded 5,000-6,000 shares off the open, and it would have been 5 minutes off the open. So at best, maybe it did 30,000 shares off the open off 5 minutes. So it's like, how many shares can I even take on this long? I can't even take that much long before I get fingerprinted on this stock. Granted, I don't have that issue, because if you're my friend who watches me trade in real life, you guys know how much of a bitch I am, and I don't have the balls to take too much size these days. But for a stock that's only trading 50,000 shares at 5 minutes into the open, it's a little hard to push size on it at the end of the day. You guys understand that point. So kind of been demotivated to play Dave & Buster's, but now that Dave & Buster's kind of pushing into this 52 to 52.50 area, it makes it a little bit interesting. So just gonna put this price point and watch for myself, 52 to 52.50, bearish if under resistance, or is selling the R. And we're going to put this one as a blue color. Not a high important prio stock. This one doesn't take over JBL, Lennar, or Costco. But it does deserve its respect now going into tomorrow. TOL, another stock that might deserve its respect going into tomorrow. Monster move from yesterday and today combined. I mean, that's a big breakout candle, and that actually takes it into all-time highs. Yikes. Yeah, so all-time highs. TOL brothers, Toll Brothers. I think this is another home builder. Yep, another home builder. So LEN, TOL, LOW, all these stocks kind of went crazy. And LEN obviously actually has a reason to be trading tomorrow. So TOL, in my opinion, because of LEN tomorrow, might push down a little bit. I don't know. Because of LEN might push down a little bit, might have some sympathy, follow through back to the downside. So in that case, I think TOL actually gets upgraded to a orange color basket of stocks. We're going to put in notes, sympathy to LEN maybe, and flush down, resistance 105.50, brackets yesterday's high, which is basically today's high. Yesterday's high. In my notes, or that's the inflection, in my notes, if stock cannot take out yesterday's high and hold above, and LEN is selling off, could get short. As for supports, you're looking at like maybe 100, and that's all the way back into today's low. Basically, you're possibly looking at all the way back into 100. Let's go take a look at what TOL's actually ATR is to see if that's even possible. Yeah, maybe not. I think the stock actually finds support before it goes all the way back to 100. Maybe we find supports at 101, 102. So you have like a $2 move. I don't think the stock goes back below 100. I don't think the stock goes below 100. Or even to it. So maybe just a short to 103/102 if 105.50s fail to hold on bids. The TOL, there we go. HD, we already looked at it. Didn't really find anything too hot for myself to be interested in this stock, so we're going to move on from it. Autodesk popped up on that watch list of stocks on our trade idea scanners. Let's go take a quick look at Autodesk. Ooh, that one is pretty interesting. Look at that. Yesterday's high, 234, right into that solid resistance. That yesterday's high getting taken out, and now turning into support. So if the stock for any reason has any pullbacks into 234, 235, that needs to get respected. In fact, it should technically start holding up above 235, which makes it even more bullish. Look at that consolidation into today's range around 239, 39, which is where the stock basically closed in after hours. Very light volume after hours. Doesn't really matter. Give me a second. I thought somebody hit the door over here for me. But never mind. Very light volume. Did not even matter that it dropped down over here in after hours. But I like the way it's trying to hold that 240 areas. In my opinion, that 240, 239, 50 should be the first wall of defense. The stock should not even go below 239. But if it does, then somewhere into today's close, going into yesterday's VWAP, should find some support. So ADSK goes up a little bit up in priority. Not a blue color stock, but a higher priority stock. I need 235 technically. That is the main point. 235 should not break. For no reason that should the stock trade under 235, based on especially how it traded from the 2 o'clock move today and with today's move. The market going down did not deter Autodesk's buying and bullish power, bullish sentiment at all, and kept on marching it higher. So very bullish on how the stock traded off the 2 o'clock move yesterday and today's move today. Why did I say that so weirdly? And off of today's move. So you want to be looking for a continuation off of this. And as you guys can see, if I was just going to put in a FOMC VWAP, that comes in right around where this VWAP is. So we want to see that area holding. So as for my final line of sand support, 235. Final line in sand support, 235. For longs, bullish as long as above 235. Use day 2/day 1 to see what happens for a possible dip buy. And today's high around 240, 250. I will be seeing the stock maybe struggling to get above today's high. It will be a little hard to see it going above that, but I think on a long-term scale, the stock does have a move up to 250s, 252s, 250s. Look for possible profit taking / selling into yesterday's high for your selling on resistance. As for inflection, like I said, honestly, like that 250, not 235 is your final line in sand. It should not even go there. If it goes there, it's kind of like, do I even want the stock anymore, right? Because think about it. If you're a person who bought the stock over here, you're happy that it did this. If it goes right back down tomorrow, do you even want it? Especially if you're the guy who bought it around these prices. You're watching it do this, you're happy. But if it goes back down here, are you happy? Probably not. A lot of weak hands are going to close that position. That's going to bring it down a little bit lower. Then the strong hands are going to be waiting down here. So for that, I don't really like that pattern down here for that bullish long. I need that to be trading on the upper end of the ranges. Autodesk. Like it a lot for a trade tomorrow. Upstart pretty much just traded in a box today. A box of a range that we have been waiting for it to kind of trade into, I guess. From $44 to $46. Yeah, basically just stuck in that box. Let's go see what happens. Yeah, it's stuck in these two ranges at the moment. I guess we'll wait to see what Upstart can do above 47, because above 47 opens up some room for $51 over here. So I'm just going to put 1 point and 1 point only for Upstart. 47 as our first resistance level. If you can take out that 47 resistance, then we got to move up to 52. And as for support, then you really want to see this 44 area as support holding up on Upstart. As for nodes, if 44 can hold, could look for a long into 47. Don't expect 52. Stock might just make a box here for a while before breaking out. So blue colored stock over here while the stock is getting stuck in this range. Blue colored stock. Next up, GES. That's right, you guessed it. It's guess. Oh, no trade. No trade other than the fact that we're going to be waiting for a short near 24 to 24.30. Waiting for a short into 24.15 slash 24.30. I can actually delete that line to be safe. Let's just say 24.30. Bang, 24.30, waiting for a short into 24.30. Besides that, not really interested to do too much. We're going to put this one on the blue color list of stocks. And we'll also throw in an alert right under that price point for ourselves. Bang. So GES is primed and ready to go. Carvana next up on board. Ooh, Carvana made a pretty decent move. Carvana going up to 57, and you know what happens when Carvana starts making these type of moves. No. Nah, I was going to say short squeeze, but I forgot Carvana's a $300 stock at one point. Yeah, never mind. It's still a highly shorted stock, though. Carvana. Yeah, it's still a highly shorted stock. 34% short float. So, we might need a volume profile for this. Okay, you know what? Okay, dude. Okay, dude. You kidding me? That number all sounds fugazi now. All these numbers sound fugazi now. These are all absolute lies. Well, I guess it makes sense that more volume traded in when the stock was $5, Prad. That makes sense. Why are you questioning that? I guess it makes sense that the stock traded a lot more volume than at $11 than it did at $300, obviously. And hence the volume point of controls over here. So most of the buying was done over here. And if you're a short seller here, you already got your penis ripped off. But if you're a short seller over here, then you're not really worried right now. You're probably taking profits or already have taken profit. If you're a short seller all the way up here, if you haven't taken profit already, then what are you doing in the stock market? Right? Like, are you just here to watch your P&L go up 7,000,000% to not take profits? What are you even doing in the stock market? So, like, in my opinion, anyone who's actually short the stock, if you were short this area, you took profits. If you were short this area, or even this area, let's just say if you were short anywhere here, you took profits. It just doesn't make sense that you did not take profits being up 100%. Like, shorts only go profitable 100%. They don't go more than 100%. So what are you expecting if you didn't take profits? So on that note, like, is this even a squeeze game anymore for Carvana? And if you are short, then you're probably short in these ranges because these guys already got burnt out for profits or losses, whatever the heck you want to call it. They're not in the game anymore, in my opinion. Now it's just these guys. Now it's just these guys. So according to these guys, if there's 35% short float still hanging around, once these levels start getting taken out, that opens up a lot of room to the upside. That could opens up some fun angles on Carvana. So it'll be stupid to ignore, but I'm not really gonna be watching this stock unless we pull into that price point. So I'm gonna throw alert a little bit higher. 56.50 is a little bit too low. We'll throw it at 56.65. That one will keep us on alert. And we'll also throw it on the blue color. Nah, we're not going to throw it on the blue color. You stay on the white color because you're trash. THO, low volume stock. It just popped up on our scanners. If there's a trade, we'll take a look at it. No trade. BBY, Best Buy, popped up on the scanner. Let's go take a look at it. No trade. Keys, low volume stock. Ooh, what a move on Keys right now, though. Keys open doors. Keys open doors. Keys open doors. Keys, 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 keys. For anyone who knows that song, shout out to you, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, Keys pushing up into a solid level over here from 162 to 163.50. So highlight that level. Color blue. Bearish if stock can reject the R levels mentioned. So as long as we are under this area from 162 to 163.50 and rejecting this area, I like a short. I like a short back into 150s on a swing term scale. I think we need to go back to 150 to find some support. You're going a little too crazy, Keys. Back the F down. Back down, boy. All right. So we'll see what happens with Keys going forward. Let's move on to the next stock, Williams-Sonoma. This one, we're obviously moving on from this one. I don't like shorting Williams-Sonoma. I just don't like shorting Williams-Sonoma. I've tried it a couple times. I've been wrong every single time. Doesn't work for me. Not wasting my time with that one. Nope. No thank you. Let's go to RIVN. RIVN 2020. Now, that was a level that we played off of today. But I don't think that's the level we're going to be playing off of tomorrow. It's a little stupid to be thinking that level is going to be coming back into play. I think... Nah, I don't know. I don't know what to do with RIVN tomorrow, gang. 22? Or is it 21? Can you do something for me? Can you show a big bid for me? 21. Day 21. Do your thing. Do your thing, 21. Do your thing. Yellow candles on the chart. That shit costs a lot. Yo, where do I come up with this shit, man? God damn. Sign me. Sign me, QC. Sign me. I'm free. I'm free. I make music. I trade stocks too. I can get QC rich. Quality control, baby. Trust me on that. All right, RIVN. Let's talk RIVN real quick. Yeah, man. I think there's something here at 2150s, 2170s. I think there's something here. I honestly do think there could be some support found into this 2150s, but I'm not going to use these derivative areas as 100% levels. I'll watch if some sort of support builds into this derivative areas, then we could use it as a guidance to play off of, but I'm not really too keen on playing it guide off of the day 1 or day 2 derivatives, DRVs, to see if a long pattern can set up. No bias, and really no levels of interest for me, other than the fact that 2020 is like the only level I want to watch come back into play. Is that wrong for me to ask? I want to watch 2020 come back into play, or I want to watch 25 come into play. Without that, I really don't want to be making a trade. But if you want to have an inflection, then 22. If the stock is holding 22 inflection, then that's a bonus. There you go. It's stock in 022. That's a bonus for the long into 24. Next few list of stocks over here. Chewy. That's a hard reject. That's a hard reject on Chewy. That's a hard reject on Chewy. After breaking out to $22.22, we push right back into these ranges. That kind of kills the trade. Now you're just watching to see if this area comes back in resistance one more time. Anywhere from 21 to 21.50 could show up as resistance one more time on Chewy, and you're just watching that area again for possible shorts, but not really a high priority stock. There's going to be tons of other stocks over there tomorrow to keep an eye on. Chewy not making the cut. MRVL. Hello? There we go. MRVL also not making the cut for tomorrow. NIO. Do you make the cut? Nope. You get passed off. HQP. I forgot the P on the end. HQP. You kind of do make the cut, but you also don't make the cut because you're not really at the level, but you're pretty close, man. You're pretty close. I think we could add this one to the watch list. Keep an eye out on it to see what the fuck am I doing? To see what the stock does at those certain price points and levels. What was that noise? Did I just hear a subscriber of some sort? I keep hearing noises. I'm tripping balls, man. To see what happens into this $31.50 to $32 on HPQ. I think this one goes onto the blue color scheme of stocks. Not as important, but still pretty worthy to keep an eye out for. And $31.50 to $32. As for notes, if stock can find selling into the R, then we could get short. Back into 30 maybe? I don't know. But we could get short somewhere in these areas possibly. Next up, Lulu. Oop, didn't mean to type that there. Next up, Lulu. Lulu. Monster move on Lululemon. Let me just put that out there. But this is exactly what we saw coming on Lulu. No, that's negative. I think after we saw these two candles on Lulu, I said that's a ridiculous move on Lulu. We should see a higher continuation on Lulu. We didn't even put notes on Lulu because we weren't confident at all on Lulu for yesterday. So I think that's the right call on it. But now that Lulu's coming back into this 485, the earnings anchored VWAP coming back into test, we actually bounced right off of that 485 earnings VWAP and moved right back to the north side. I bet you if we go to the 5-minute chart, that earnings VWAP be smacking right there. Look at that bitch. That bitch be smacking right there. Dead smack in the middle. She trading right above that earnings VWAP, that 490 area holding, man. So that 490 area now, once again, coming back into play and actually holding as support. That's the level. That's the level that you want to be playing off of. So let's go Lululemon. 490, inflection 490, support 490, resistances 500. It's that simple. Bullish above 490. That's it. It's that simple. Bullish above 490, color orange. We missed the stock on day 1. We missed the stock on day 2, day 3, day 4. Now day 5 coming into play. Now we're going to catch our bag. We might not get the big move that we deserve because we didn't catch it on day 1. But we're going to get the bag. We're going to get the opportunity to nibble a little bit and maybe make a little bit of that sweet cheddar. Talking about making sweet cheddar, my eyes just glowed up looking at AI over here. Look at AI, baby. Not talking about Allen Iverson, but we're talking about C3 AI going onto the solid level of $31.83. Take a look at this bad boy. So clean level, $32. Let's just say 32. No other level other than 32 is important right now. If the stock is above 32, bullish. If the stock is below 32, bearish. Bullish above 32, bearish below 32. Bearish below, that's it. We don't got to put the number in there. Bearish below. So that's all you got to put in. And now you're just watching the magic happen. Let's just roll the dice and let the stocks play out for ourselves. C3 AI joining the party of a list of stocks to be interested for us for tomorrow. PVH. Oh, baby, look at that. Looks like we actually had a fail break of 119, 120. There could be a run at that 121 area tomorrow, like the run on the banks that we saw recently happen on the marketplace. Maybe we just possibly have a run on that price point tomorrow going into this 121.20 or even 125.50, and then failure of that price point gives you some sort of a move to the downside on PVH. Color that bad boy blue. No real notes other than looking for selling into the R's mentioned to get short on and scalp the move down. Dollar General kind of maybe set up like a Dollar Tree move for us, but this one's earnings catalyst was actually better than Dollar Tree. So when Dollar Tree moved up here a few days later than when Dollar General moved up here, that short looked way better, because that's what Dollar Tree did today. Dollar General on earnings report went up to the resistance, rejected. Dollar Tree, competitive company, didn't really moved up to the resistance on earnings day, but sold off. But a couple days later moves up to the resistance. I don't think so, son. So I'm shorting that move. I made my money on Dollar Tree today. That was the point over there for Dollar Tree's trade idea and trade idea setup in thesis generation. So for Dollar General now, does that mean that it happened once, it's supposed to happen again? I don't really think so, right? We are now getting above the earnings anchored VWAP. That CEO news anchored VWAP is now again showing some buying, which it has been showing buying ever since that catalyst came out. So it could just be that someone was taking some profits off of that, but now the buying has stepped in. They've kind of walked away from the buying and from the selling, and now we're getting ready to possibly see the breakout of 140 and go a little bit higher to the north side. Possible gap fill on Dollar General and taking Dollar Tree along with it. So we're just being patient near 140 with Dollar General. It might take a couple days to come for this trade, might not be tomorrow, so let's not waste any more time with it. Move on to the next list of stocks. SJM not there yet, not going to be worrying with this one. Let's go on to the next one. Net. This one is there, but sadly we were not able to catch a trade on this one. It broke out without us. It did it in pre-market. It didn't really give us a pullback at all. Broke out without us, didn't really give us any sort of pullback, and just kept launching to the north side. That's going to be Cloudflare Net. We were watching Net from the range of $76 to $81, and not giving us a chance at $81 kind of felt like robbery. I guess the real level was $81.50, and in that case, $81.50 was being offered, and we just got robbed because we were blind. They robbed the blind man, and they feel good about it. Damn you market makers. Damn you market makers. Right? So they robbed the blind man, and now we feel bad about it. But at the end of the day, the level is that $81, and all the way up to $81.50. I guess we're going to be watching to see if supports can show up from 81 to 81.50 on Net. And for the upside move, there is no levels for the upside move. Color scheme for this one, blue. Let's go to Costco. Let's go to Foot Locker. Foot Locker at least looks like a much better trade. Going into that $32 area, let's go. Now that 32 matters, we've been kind of turned off from Foot Locker because it hasn't really been pushing into this price point, but now it's pushing into 32, so bullish above 32. They recently had an upgrade. Bearish below. They recently had an upgrade, so obviously that upgrade taking the stock up into the north side, almost up 10% on the day, almost triggering our alert. Our alert not really triggering. It's at 31.58. I'm actually going to move that alert up to 31.50 just so pre-market moves kind of don't trigger my alerts, and then we get to wait to see what happens into $32. The stock clears 32, holds 32 as supports. We got a bigger move into 33, 34, 35, all the way back up into the north side of $40. But if the stock does not show me buying above 32, do we really have a move above to the north side? Probably not. So that gives us a short trade to the downside. Sentinel 1, not really something that I maybe want to be keeping as a high prio stock, but it is, has given us wonderful trades before. Volume is kind of climbing back up, so maybe worth to talk about. 27.50 area. Yeah, 27, what is that? 27.30. After that, you got 29.85, so 30. So I think the only two levels over there are just the ones we just mentioned, 27.30 and then 29.85 slash 30 on S. We're just gonna put no notes in blue color, and that's the most importance that I'm gonna give to that stock at the moment. Let's go to Asana. Asana needs to get perma deleted from my watch list. The stock sucks. Perma deleted. I think CHPT needs to be in that basket too, but no, CHPT actually did a pretty good move today. Held that 220 bottom and launched up to the north side. Charge point for you penny traders. It's not really a penny stock, but charge point actually giving you a decent move today. 20% move to the north side. Almost back into previous resistances, but I'm not really too keen on trading charge point, so I'm going to move on from this one. I thought I already talked about RIVN today, so we're going to delete this RIVN from here because we already talked about RIVN and go to Roblox instead. Go to Roblox. Roblox, man, insane. Going into what, $45 now? So we missed this breakout yesterday because we weren't looking at the stock at that time. Were we even? No, we were not trading yesterday, were we? No, today was my first day back trading this whole week. What am I talking about? I was homesick. So yeah, we missed out on this move by not being able to trade and see how this area is actually being respected as support, that 43. So yesterday's body low was right around 43, even though the candle low was below 43, kind of showing you that most of the trading was done above 43 and kind of below 44 basically. But today's candle, basically the whole body was all the way from 43 into 45, so a lot of volume being done to the upside of the move. I also want to see how the chart looks. Yeah, just a straight upshot move, even though the market was selling off a little bit. It didn't really stop Roblox from going too much down, or sorry, didn't really stop Roblox from going higher and higher, which took it to the higher end of these prices. But now the question is, what happens to Roblox into 45, into 46, or so on? So you're watching closely to see what Roblox can do at those prices. I think I'd move Roblox closer to RIVN, and then I delete Williams Sonoma from my watch list just to be safe. Why waste my space over here with a bunch of stocks that I don't even have notes or I'm prepared for? So Best Buy, THO gets deleted. Marvell gets deleted. I said you don't make the cut. NIO gets deleted. I said you don't make the cut. You don't make the cut. HD, you don't make the cut. You're out. And Roblox, yeah, we're gonna put notes in for you. So Roblox from 45. Next up, 46, and then 47. 50s. So you're watching to see what happens here. You're watching to see what happens here. You're watching to see what happens here. At any one of these price points, it could show some resistance on Roblox, at which point you could possibly look to get some shorts or holding of any of these price points. You're also looking to build some longs into if it's a good long day on the overall market. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we got Uber, Duber, Scoober, Luber. Why did I say Luber? That just sounds so freaking loser. I don't want to be like, canceled for saying some stupid stuff, so I'm just gonna stop over there. But holy, why did I say Luber? What's wrong with me? Anyways, Uber 64 all-time high, right? The stock is getting added into the S&P 500 index tomorrow, along with a bunch of other stocks that are getting added and removed and deleted. So you might want to watch Uber to see what it does off the open throughout the day, going into the close. This one might be a little volatile. We might actually see Uber even taking out the all-time high tomorrow, sometime throughout the day, or sometime at the end of the day, or sometime off the open. We just don't know. Unpredictable, but it's good to have this one on the watch list. So besides that, I don't really have any talking points on it. No real trading points on it too. I'm just going to be watching closely to see any sort of patterns pop up on Uber for me to be involved in. But the harder trade for that one obviously is not knowing the information, and most people will just not know because we are not hedge funds and institutions who carry those informations. We would love to have those informations, we just don't have it, sadly. But if we do, we could be helping ourselves by situating around those trades. We don't have that. So let's move on from that and go to the next trade over here, which is Affirm. As you guys can see, Affirm moving into this beautiful level where we already have an alert right into 49 to 51.50. So I don't mean to do that. 49 to 51.50. So let's throw in our levels over here. 49, 51.50. Did I say 59.50? I did. Color orange because it's high priority. Bearish if can reject and hold under the R levels. And watching for the stock to get rejected from these price points. Is that simple for me on Affirm. Palantir, we talked about how, yes, it's holding 17. Woohoo, yay, great, awesome. But it's sucking at 18. Now it's holding 18. Woohoo, yay, awesome. But then it's sucking at 20. So until Palantir really gets up to $20.20, it's kind of a nothing burger for me. So I'm just going to remove it from this watch list for tomorrow. No trade for me on Palantir until it does something. But watch Palantir be that stock like Dave & Buster's where we remove it out of spite and it ends up being the stock that actually makes a move. All right? Watch it do that. DocuSign for tomorrow. DocuSign for tomorrow. Yeah, I like that. 59 to 59.50. Ooh, orange level, please. Orange level, high priority. 59 to 59.50 on DocuSign. Bearish. I'm just going to copy the notes from above. Paste it. Bearish if the stock can get under these areas and give us a beautiful short pattern right off of these areas to short off. I mean, the stock has had a pretty good extension so far. Now you can die off and push back down, please. So DocuSign looking for the short off of that setup. Bitcoin USD, last but not least, the crypto market, ladies and gentlemen. Looking at how Bitcoin is still holding up at 43 over here. We did bounce off of 40k right back into 42, 43k over here on Bitcoin market. So obviously that's pretty bullish for the Coinbase and Maras and Riots. Here's Coinbase going into 160. Here's Mara going into 17, $18. There we go, $18. Here's Riot above 16 or not even at 16. Riot, man, when are you actually going to take out 16? I've been waiting to take the stock above 16, and I think with the help of Coinbase and Mara actually taking out these levels, I think Riot's just getting primed up to catch up and go to the north side along with these stocks. So Mara and 19 could be something to keep an eye out for. Possible shorts into 19 or breakout longs into 19. But right now, Riot is the one that's kind of been held back, which could give you shorts into 16 if the Coinbase or Mara or if Bitcoin in general pull back. But if Bitcoin, Coinbase, Mara all keep on ripping and Riot hasn't ripped past 16 yet, a breakout of 16 could give you a monster move into 17, 18, $20 on Riot. A 20% move on Riot could just come out of nowhere. So you want to be careful ignoring this stock. This one obviously on a way higher priority list when it comes to Coinbase and Mara, in my opinion. Marathon Digital, for those of you wondering. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah, Marathon Digital Holdings. All right. Last few list of stocks over here, ladies and gentlemen. We got the large cap basket, the QQQ, Apples, Amazons, Microsoft, Metas. I haven't seen a single word in the chat from you guys for like the last hour and a half. Not sure if anyone's even watching anymore or if the stream is even live, if I'm just talking to absolutely nobody. But hopefully someone's here, and if anyone's actually put in any messages, hopefully you guys are actually seeing the stream, because I feel like there's a lot of good levels being talked over here. But let's talk about QQQ here real quick. QQQ still shy off of the all-time high. Apple was near that 200 today. Apple nearly went and tested 200 but struggled to test that 200 area. You saw me take that Amazon 150 trade. That one was a little bit of a shit trade to the long side, but if that one worked out, that would have been banger. So all these stocks are at pretty clean levels. Microsoft, which has been a lot weaker, but in my opinion, Is Microsoft really weak when it's at all-time highs and you know, taking out all-time highs? I know someone in the chat earlier today said, Prad, could you talk about Microsoft levels? It's been super weak the last few trading days. Any insight on this, please? I mean, Microsoft is above all-time highs when the overall basket of stocks isn't even at all-time highs yet. We're still shy of all-time highs on the QQQ. So is that really weak? In my opinion, Microsoft is helping the overall basket of stocks get dragged up to the north side by holding up into these areas. If Microsoft's not holding into previous all-time high areas, which is this 366 area, then the QQQ has no goddamn right being $5 away from all-time highs, right? So in my opinion, this little sell-off is not really weak. It's a lot weaker compared to the other basket of tech stocks. Like you know, you can look at Tesla, how it's up 5% today. You can look at Nvidia, how it's up 0.4% today. But you got to remember, just a few days ago, when QQQ was up 0.8%, every single stock in the large or in the Magnificent Seven was red. The last time the stock market did that was like only once before in like 1970s. Now, this is not a study that I back tested myself. This is something that I found on Twitter that you know, just caught my eye. But we observed that ourselves on stream. We observed ourselves on stream how the Magnificent Seven were all red, but the QQQ was up 0.8. That's a almost never happens. I've never seen it in my life, and we saw that once in a blue moon occasion just a few days ago. So things like that can happen. Microsoft is a little bit weak, but in my opinion, it's not weak at all. It's still holding in the 360s, and it has more chances to keep on ripping behind this AI hype and AI nonsense. It's not a day trade. These stocks are not day trading stocks, in my opinion. People who go out there trade these stocks on a day-to-day basis and get beat up, you deserve it. I am not going to say sorry for that. You deserve it. Learn your lesson. Get beat up. And don't make that mistake again, right? Make that mistake, go for it. Make that mistake, get beat up, and don't make that stupid effing mistake again. These are not stocks to be meant to be traded every single day. They are actual stocks that are meant to be traded every single day that actually, or not meant to be traded every day, but they're stocks that are meant to be traded on the day that you're looking to trade, and those are the ones you got to keep an eye out for. Tesla and Nvidia might just give you those $5-10 ranges every single day where you could make a trade off of them. But look what Tesla's been doing for what, 2 weeks now? How long of a time period is this? For 30 days, for a whole month. For a whole month, we've been in a 6% range. Right? These are not stocks to be traded every single day. Neither is Square. Granted, neither is Square. But when it does break out, that's when you look for the stocks. An in-play trade, right? Look how much volume it did today compared to how much it does on a regular basis. Let's go back to the daily chart for Square. Look at that. Average volume, 11 million shares. Today, 20 million. Two time. The Slick Daddy Club. Right, you get the idea over there. We always need to see relative volume go higher. We need to see a reason to be involved in these trades. And for that, you know, some of these stocks are just not important. Microsoft, not important. Google, not important. Netflix, a little important, but not important. In my opinion, the most important big tech stocks at the moment that you want to be day trading are Apple, Amazon, Tesla maybe, but Apple and Amazon at a way better levels and prices to be interested in. Google 130, maybe if you are bored and want to stroke yourself off a little bit on the market, you can feel free at Google, but I'm not interested at that level too much. There's way better stocks, once again, gang, that we've been talking about all day. We called out all these levels, all these trade ideas on our wonderful watch list. I'm going to give you a quick little glance at the watch list one more time and then close it. Take the screenshots if you want of it. because that's all you're gonna get. For my Patreon supporters, shout out to you for supporting me on Patreon. You will get this watch list in your email very, very soon, in the next few minutes. As soon as I, go through it, fix the spelling mistakes and fix the little mistakes over there I got going, I'll fix them up for you and send it to your email. If you haven't signed up to my Patreon yet, !Patreon in the chat, or scroll down in the description below. You can go sign up to my Patreon. You can support me for the tier 1, or you can use tier 2. The tier 2 gives you a one-on-one session with me once a month, and you get my watch list every single day, and that support goes directly in helping me being able to do these shows a little bit longer, and so on. Another thing is obviously Cameo. For those of you who want to wish your family members happy birthday, Christmas is right around the corner. If you want to wish your family and friends Christmas greetings in a funny way, I'll try to think of some funny ways to record myself doing this stuff, because someone actually requested me. If you want to wish your friends and family friends a happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, you can hire me to do that on Cameo. We have a giveaway going on, a Christmas giveaway, where you can win a Midjourney free AI tool to make any pictures that your heart desires, and you also can win a free Xbox Game Pass for 3 months. So make sure you sign up for that giveaway by doing !giveaway. In fact, I'm gonna do you a favor in the chat right now and type in all those commands: Patreon giveaway, Patreon, Patreon giveaway, and Cameo. That way Streamlabs will slam all those links in there. Make sure you go check all those links out. Along with all those links, all my social media links related to trading, all my social media links, not social media, all my affiliate sponsor links related to trading are also all in the description below, along with the code that gives you some percentage off. So make sure you go check all that fun stuff out. Now, for the fun stuff, for the second half of the stream, for the third half of the stream, we're not really done streaming just yet, because I don't want to play games. I'm a little bit low on energy. If I go play games right now, I most likely will throw my rank. And I don't want to do that. Low on energy. Most likely should just go to bed and get some rest. I should do that. But we're going to watch some videos, do some react stuff, and then maybe I get some content out of this to put up on YouTube Shorts and then Instagram Shorts and TikTok. Trying to do the best I can to grow my channel, right? So if you're over here right now still, if you're still hanging out, usually at this time the stream is over and we will be heading out after saying all the goodbyes. But right now we're just gonna be hanging by, watching some YouTube videos about trading, not about trading, kind of reacting to them, and then we'll see once we maybe get tired, call it a night in the next 30 minutes or an hour. So come hang out with your boy TraderPrad. If you're still in the chat, I see people finally saying something. Good luck TA. What is good luck TA? Not sure what TA is, but good luck to all. Maybe that's what it means. Good luck to all, says Josh. Thank you, Josh. You're the man. TraderPrad, I want to see your comments on Ford. Don't need giveaways. I have no comments on Ford. I don't trade Ford. I just have no comments on it. You know I'm a day trader. I don't find Ford as a day trade. Just simply don't find Ford as a day trade. Not worth my headache looking at Ford as a day trade. Yeah, that was a good move today, but nah. I'm gonna be ignorant about it. You know me, Momo. I'm gonna be very ignorant about Ford, about Pfizer, about GME. I'm just gonna be very ignorant. These stocks don't excite me to trade. For some reason, going long on Ford and making money on Ford just doesn't make me happy. I could make $1,000 on it. Doesn't make me happy. I don't know why. Obviously, you're not trading here to be happy. You're not trading to, oh, look at me, I made money. Ooh. No, you're not trading for that. You're trading for profits, trading for money. And if you see the opportunity, shut your damn mouth and take that money, take those profits. But Ford just does not excite me. And I pray to God my manager doesn't hear me, because he's going to freaking fire me for saying stupid shit like that. But Ford doesn't excite me. However, for the levels on Ford, here are your levels on Ford. 1220 looks like a wall. After 1220, we got something around 1280. That looks like a little bit of a wall. I'm probably going to get rid of this purple box. Get rid of that garbage. Yeah, so 1220 looks like a wall. 1220 to 1230 looks like a little bit of a wall. We got 1280 to 13, a little bit of a wall after. If we do reject this area, possible shorts taking it back under 12. If 12 is holding, or sorry, if 1170 is holding, what is that? 1175, 1180. Obviously, these prices are not to the key, to the freaking penny. So somewhere in this range, if they hold in this range over here, then maybe there is no room all the way back into 1140s, $11, and then we start forming a little bit of a range, kind of like we did here, to break out up to the north side. I do know that Ford recently helped out a beached Cybertruck out of what was it, like maybe I can find it right here. Ford F-150 pulling out a Tesla truck in Canada. Oh no, that wasn't that. Family ditches truck. Oh, it is in Canada. Oh, they ditched a Ford F-150 after charging trouble. Oh shit. That's not the one I was looking for anyways. Ford truck pulling a cyber truck that was beached. Yeah, okay, I found the picture, so we can talk about that in a second. But yeah, there's my outlook on Ford. I gave you my outlook on Ford. Don't care about trading it at all. That's about it. What about Adobe down there? Yeah, we talked about Adobe. I think it was the third stock that we talked about on the day. So you should be able to find it pretty soon down into the stream. One thing I do plan on adding to the stream eventually down the road is stream markers. It's because I do everything myself. It's a little bit harder for me. Wink, wink. If someone wants to volunteer to be my moderator, who can actually show up to the streams every single day and you know, do the annotations of time for me, you would be big help. Wink, wink. And I would love you forever. Wink, wink. But since I do this all myself, I also have to you know, do a bunch of other shit in my life in general. I kind of don't have the time to put the time annotations for what time of the stock, what time of the stream am I talking about, what stock and so on. But Adobe was the third stock that I was talking about, and you should be able to find it pretty fairly in the stream, my friend. Sorry if I'm making you scroll back, Dieter. I know you know I love you. I just don't want to waste my time talking about stocks that I already did. Plus, I want to go into the winding down phase of the stream here. I want to relax a little bit. I want to wind down. Wind your body. Relax your body. Wind your butt. What am I doing, dude? I'll stop. These drugs are getting me really delirious. I'm way too tired. I need to just go to bed. Let's just watch this video. Acid versus lava. Testing liquids that melt everything. And looks like you're burning Tesla cars over here, Mark Rober. This is the image that I'm looking at for anyone wondering. Acid versus lava. Testing liquids that burn everything. And that looks like maybe Dodge Chargers. No, that looks like a Dodge Charger. The right car. The left one looks like a Toyota Corolla. I'm kind of interested in watching that video. Maybe I'll watch it on my own time. Alright, let's watch these videos. The first one is a nice little video from Tesla themselves. Ooh. So we're going to be reacting to a movie, a little playful video launched by Tesla about their AI robot, Optimus, a Gen 2 version of it. So let's go take a look at this bad boy. Hey, yo, hold up. I gotta rewind this shit. Wait, that was Bumblebee? That was your first iteration, September 2022? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Pause. That did not look too bad. It's my first time seeing this robot. That didn't look too bad. That was the first iteration called Bumblebee. In 2022? This looks like way older than 2022, bro. Okay, 2022 you had this. 2023 you had this? Yeah, I could see that. You added some covers. I could see the bolts. The bolts are still there from Bumblebee into Optimus Gen 1. The hands changed a little bit. The body changed quite a bit. It has a Texas belt buckle. Of course, Elon. Did the first one have a Texas belt buckle? No, the first one did not have a Texas belt buckle. Those are the hinges that I was talking about. That seems familiar. Okay, no Texas belt buckle, but you got a Texas belt buckle over here on the Optimus Gen 1. Okay. Wow, those feet look pretty realistic. Yo. Wait. Yo. Okay, it's waking up. Okay. I'm gonna buy this robot. I'm gonna train it how to trade like me. And that way, I can lose money twice as faster. Foot force torque sensing. Articulated toe sections. Why? Why does a robot need articulated toe sections and a human foot geometry? Maybe because it needs to drive a car like a human? 10K total weight reduction without sacrifice. Okay, they're already cutting weight without making any big sacrificial problems. That's not bad. Improved balance and full body control. Not bad. 11 DOF brand new hands. What is DOF? Direction of function? I guess that's what it means. Faster 11 direction of functions, aka brand new hands. Because he's moving his hands while he's talking about it. Yo, these are clean too. Those are fast and clean unless it's sped up. Oh, what's that, an egg? Oh. It's talking about how much sense it's putting into what finger and where it's holding it so it doesn't crack it. Delicate objects manipulation. Fragile objects, handling fragile objects. It put an egg in an incubator, chat. Is that an incubator or is that a boiled egg maker? I don't know what that is. Here are the Cybertrucks. Oh, that's all the video was? Oh, that's a little bit more. Hey, I need that robot to go to a James Hype concert that I'm going to on December 25th. So shout out to Optimus. I need Optimus to go to James Hype concert because I can't find a date to go to. I'm gonna go to bed on that sad note. No, I'm joking. No, shout out to the Optimus robot, man. That robot looks pretty damn cool. Let's be real. That robot looks pretty damn cool. Optimus Gen 2, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to that. And if you're a raver, that robot raves with you. That just looks like a plus in my book. Let's actually go to this video instead. This is the one that I was talking about with Momo. How that Ford truck, you can see the Ford logo, was required to help rescue this Tesla truck, which was beached. Looks like trying to get Christmas trees for their house. Is that what happened? Off-road, trail road, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, basically picking up pine trees in its bed. Looks like it was there trying to pick up Christmas trees. That girl's embarrassed. She's like, oh my god, $100,000 car getting picked up by a $50,000 car. It's supposed to be an off-roader. We're beached. My husband doesn't know what he's doing. Oh my god. Oh my god. And this guy's like, yeah, America, baby. America.
Back up.
America, baby. This guy's just going, America.
Keep going.
Forward. Forward strong. America strong. Built tough. Yeah, brother. That's what that guy's going over there. So shout out to Ford saving the Tesla. Elon's not going to be happy about that video, obviously. Elon's not going to be happy about that video. This is a crazy video right here, yo. How many hours did Blackstone spend putting this hours of video together? This video is actually nuts. You guys, if you haven't seen this, I watched this earlier. I just queued this up to watch this with you guys. You guys gotta watch this. It's so cringe. So cringe. If these guys actually work at BlackRock,
founded this place. Our founders in 85 with 400K. Oh, yeah. They had a dream of quick ascent. Now $1 trillion under management.
Yo, this is so cringe.
In life sciences, get ahead of AI. Always know what to buy. Get our brands, you can tell. Our superpower is our scale. Great returns for institutions. Private wealth solutions. Stay calm, stay positive, never give up. Never give up. We don't give up. Helping build wealth and security, a name you can trust.
Looks like they got all these outfits from Dollar General, like Dollar Tree, party outfit, Party City. Long Party City. They probably invested in Party City after this video, let's be real. They probably did invest in Party City after this. What is Party City's ticker?
This tour.
Is it? Wait, what is Party's ticker? Is it delisted? Yo, what the tabernacle? Yeah, tabernacle indeed, baby. And the best part about this is right here.
This tour rolls on.
The best part is, wait, where is it?
Not to be confused with
Not to be confused with BlackRock. The reason why they have to mention that is because their names are so close, and BlackRock literally owns the goddamn world. BlackRock literally owns the goddamn world. They have $10 trillion in assets. Their GDP is more than half the goddamn world. Whereas Blackstone, not BlackRock, Blackstone, sister company of BlackRock, $1 trillion in assets. So they had to come up with this little gimmick of a video to advertise for them. I guess, who am I talking? I have this little gimmick of a video trying to advertise my sponsors, so who am I the one to talk over here? But shout out to Blackstone over here with this stupid little advertisement. This is basically showing you that the market is back to all-time highs. You didn't see advertisements like this come out when the market was down here, did you? Nope. Nope, no you didn't. But now the market's all the way back here. Now you're seeing the stupid shit like this. Now you're seeing stupid shit like this. Hold up, chat. Let me show you something even more stupider than this. Wait, where'd it go? Did I get taken down? Oh, there it is. And now you're seeing stupid shit like this. Did they take it down? Hold up. I'm gonna fight this. Waymo employee TikTok. I gotta find this one. Working in a tech company, TikTok, Waymo. I gotta find that one. Maybe it's in my search history. Hold up. I'm trying to go through my search history from today, and all I find is Michael Jordan flu, Michael Jordan flu, Michael Jordan flu, because that's how many times I had to Google it to find a picture of Michael Jordan having a flu, or at least a good one that I could edit properly. But hold up, let me try to find this picture here for you guys. TikTok, 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 TikTok. Where are you? It should be in my history. I promise you guys. Just give me a second. Of course, and now it's not in my goddamn history, huh? Why are you not in my history right now? I want to show my friends something cool. Where are you? Oh, is that it? Nope, that was not it. I lost it. I lost it, chat. Too bad. I lost it. I was trying to show you guys a video of this girl who posts one of those stupid videos again of how people at Waymo and all these other random companies have these fancy lunches and their job's basically a freaking joke. And next company to go bankrupt is probably Waymo, which is a Google self-driving company. Or at least it was a Google company. It's still Google owned, but it's self-independent, or hence they claim that it is. They claim that it is. Now, let's go watch maybe an educational video, react to a little bit of an educational video, and then we'll call it a night. We'll call it a nice good night, wrap it up for the week, and we'll come back. Oh. Oh, that's a pretty cool video. We'll react to that one too. We'll react to all of them. Let's do it. That's fun. We'll react to that. S&B Capital. Is there anything good to watch on S&B Capital that I haven't already? I don't really watch options trading stuff, so I don't need to watch that. This one, wait, that's not S&B Capital. Let's go to S&B Capital videos. Yeah, I don't really need to see options trading stuff because I'm not trading options at the moment, and I watched their latest video, which is a pretty decent video. If you haven't watched these two videos yet, you need to go check them out. Price and entry signals, how to catch the biggest stock swings. Okay.
How do you catch the big stock swings that happen on a multi-day time frame? In this video, seasoned S&B prop trader Ryan Hassan gives you 3 real-world examples. I'm Mike Bellafiore, and we're one of the top proprietary trading firms located in New York City and proud to have developed number 7 and even 8-figure period.
Shiny object syndrome. This is targets. Plans. As always, I'm also going to give directional moves this week. Expect a poised for all new ideas. In this video, I'm excited to share several new ideas with you today, all of which I expect are poised to make significant directional moves this week. And as always, I'm also going to give you my exact actionable trade plans with entry and exit targets. But before I do this, I want to discuss something with you called the shiny object syndrome. This is something that many traders, including myself, from time to time, struggle with, and as a result, will lose money. Now, I refer to the shiny object as the most in-play stock with the wildest range and spread, volatility, and often lacking liquidity in key moments. So something like this often offers little to no edge, all right, for my system or other traders alike. And just because something is moving, for example, like VVOS last week on day 1 of its move, doesn't mean that there is an edge or that you need to be trading it. So before jumping into the hottest stock, You need to ask yourself
Ooh, he's
a
calling
very simple and
out.
specific question. Do you have an edge? And have you identified a high probability setup? Or are you just jumping into the stock out of the excitement, emotion, and FOMO surrounding it? Now, traders, with that being said, let's jump into some new ideas, some fresh ideas for the week. And I'm excited to share these ideas with you because they're all diverse and they cover a wide array of different setups. So the first one is a breakout that is setting up in DoorDash, D-A-S-H. Now, breakouts continue to work in this market, and we saw that last week with the idea that I shared in AFRM, and that obviously had great continuation to the upside. What's interesting in Dash is that it's consolidated now beautifully right at its 52-week highs for a couple of weeks, and it's evident now with, obviously, we have resistance at 96, we have support at 93, and this beautiful consolidation has now set up perfectly with key levels. So going forward, if the stock can hold above 96 with authority this week, with an elevated Orville, I want to see a slight uptick in volume. Then I'm going to look to enter long half my desired size, holding above 96. And on that position, I'm going to look to risk about half an ATR, which puts me at around 94.50. So I'll be risking into the middle of the range. And the reason is because I don't want the stock to re-enter the range, especially the middle of the range, once it's held over.
Your tattoos are inside your
full
immune
size.
system.
Whoa, stop.
The high from last week, 96.99. So let's call it 97. So once the stock trades above 97 holds, that's when I'll add to my position. And I'm going to raise my stop to 95.50, which is the resistance more cleanly on the hourly chart. All right, so 95.50 is right here. So that's where I'll raise my stop. And then from there, my first target to reduce a third of my position is 1 ATR. Let's go back to the daily chart. So that's going to be around about 100. And then from there, I'm going to trail my position using the hourly chart's higher lows and reduce my position by another third.
Simple flag breakout. Nice little flag. Consolidation. He's trading the breakout. He's telling you where the stop is, where the entry is. It's pretty
My
simple.
second idea is an IWM.
IWM. We talked about IWM, 200 area and IWM, an area to keep an eye out for. If you're not watching IWM 200, you're making a big mistake for yourself. Very important daily level right there. Got to keep it on watch. We did break out of it today slightly by 4 points. Not technically a breakout. So you're watching for that again.
I'm looking at the hourly time frame, and I'm looking for a pullback around 183.50 to 184 in this area. So I'm looking for
He's talking about 184, which is already way lower. That trade kind of played out already. This is a little bit older video, but we're just kind of understanding what his concept is, what the ideas behind the trade ideas that he's talking about, and how can we understand that setup to help us replicate and help repeat that setup maybe elsewhere on the trades, some of them on the watch list that we just created for ourselves.
Stabilize a little bit. If that is the outcome, then I'll look to buy a secondary breakout if we break out of that multi-day consolidation. But my ultimate target for the IWM is 190, and I'll give this position once I've entered on a secondary breakout or on the higher low. I'll give it a full week to play out or potentially to stop me out. Now, my third idea is in several different small cap stocks, but I'll give you an example in one of them. And basically, I'm looking to short pops in small caps that were part of the theme last week, which was just low float small cap mania. Now, there was a lot of fantastic opportunities last week in small cap stocks, in a variety of different stocks, different floats, different sectors. But coming into this week, the stocks that have already failed, the edge now for me is to the short side if they do experience any liquidity pops, any dead cat bounces. RDHL is experiencing one this morning on a further PR, but sticking to my plan, I'm looking for secondary pops in stocks that failed cleanly last week. Specifically,
What's he talking about over here?
MINM.
RDHL or something?
For potential bounce zones in those stocks.
That one's like a low float stock, right?
Once those alerts go off, if the stock trades into those potential levels of resistance and fail zones, that's where I'm going to be watching very closely to see if we get failure and a level to trade against on the short side. So for example, in ALT, and I'll switch to the hourly time frame here. In ALT, what I'm looking for is for the stock to trade higher into 3 potential failure zones in order to get short for an intraday swing short. So first, I'm looking for the stock to trade into this 4.410 area, which was a bit of an area of support, then turned resistance on Friday. If that fails and we trade into this 4.410 area, we have a failure intraday. I'll look to get short, and I'll look to place a stop just above that failure zone, so realistically around the high of the day. And then I'd look to be taking profits into around 350 area.
ALT? What the fuck is ALT, man? I don't give a fuck about no ALT. But you gotta understand the idea, though. You gotta understand the idea behind it.
From the previous day, and then the final zone that I'm looking at would be a push into 480 or 5. It's a bit higher than expected. I don't believe that the stock will retrace this high, but I am prepared, if it does, to keep a very close eye on it, because this is another failure level, resistance level. That's where we got a big bounce to right at VWAP on Friday. This is where the level comes from more cleanly. And so if we do get a pushback into then failure, that's where I would look to be aggressive once it's confirmed and I have a level to trade against, targeting a move back to 350. Very similar thought process in the other names, such as CYTO. Very similar plans with levels and outlook for secondary bounce. Same thing in MINM.
Get me these garbage small caps out of my face.
Spread across multiple stocks. Again, something I can just set alerts for and let price confirm it for me. And
The reason why I say garbage small caps is because I don't know how to trade them, and they require a real trader, a real trader to trade them. And there's someone in my floor who can pull them off. His name is Dallas. That boy pulls off small cap stocks like it's nothing. So shout out to Dallas. He's still got a lot of way to learn, and once he learns, I'm more than happy to leech off of him. But I'll wait for him to learn, for me to learn, because he's willing to put up all the headache that comes with that market. I'm not willing to put the headache that comes with that market, and the amount of research you have to do with that market's also insane. So I'm not trying to deal with that at the moment. I'll be doing my easy monkey trades that I keep doing because it's a little bit easier for me to just handle with that. Alright guys, last but not least, let's watch this one video. It's about 2 hours into the stream, so let's end it with this last video and call it a night, and then we can come back to it Monday and we'll wrap off in about 9 minutes or 10 minutes. Let's watch this bad boy. The playback video is normal. Let's watch it.
Literally.
We're now reacting to Kurzgesagt. Your tattoo is inside your immune system. Literally. Now I have a tattoo. It's right on my thigh right there. I don't know if you can see it. Where's my camera at, man? Where's my camera at, man? Right there. Right on my thigh. My mom didn't believe me when I said it meant family. No one in my house believed me when I said family. They believe me now. God did. Right? But let's see what he's talking about in this video.
Your immune system. Literally. With each very tasteful piece of art, you kickstart a drama with millions of deaths, grand sacrifices, and your immune system stepping in to
Hey, yo!
from yourself. Let's give you a tattoo and zoom in to see what happens inside your skin. The conveyor belt of death. Your skin has to
I don't want to watch this video anymore.
It's your largest organ and has the most direct contact with the world around you. Trillions of microbes, dirt, insects, and vermin can't be allowed to get inside you, but your skin is also constantly damaged by you moving through the world. Your body solved this by making your skin a conveyor belt of death. All the skin you see is actually dead stuff. The alive part of your skin cells begins around 1 millimeter deep in the skin industrial complex. Stem cells constantly clone themselves, producing new skin cells that begin a journey from the inside to the outside. Each new generation pushes the older ones further up. As your skin cells mature, they interlock with each other and produce lamellar bodies, tiny bags that squirt out fat to create a waterproof coat that closes any gaps between them. And then they dry out and kill themselves, merging together into inseparable lumps. This wall of dead corpses is consistently pushed
that's
upwards.
dead skin, basically.
Up to 50 layers of dead cells cover your whole body and are constantly replaced by new cells moving up. Every hour, you shed around 200 million dead skin cells
Oh,
and
shit.
all the dirt or bacteria that are stuck to them. Tattooing this part of your skin would be useless as nothing would stick around. We need to go deeper. When the fleshy world explodes, below the conveyor belt of death lies the dermis.
Oh,
It's full
okay,
of
okay.
structural tissue and cells, tiny blood vessels, sensory cells that report to nerve endings, the roots of your hairs, sweat glands regulating your temperature.
So are we
and,
tattooing
of course,
in there?
loads of immune cells, guarding your flesh right below the moving border wall. This region and below is where your new tattoo
Oh
will go.
shit, okay.
Okay, ready?
YOLO!
Explodes. Half a dozen Mobcay.
Yo, it said YOL. This guy's a trader. This guy's a AMC bag holder.
The world explodes. Half a dozen monoliths the size of skyscrapers slam through the 50 layers of dead cells deep
Holy,
into
man,
dermis,
okay, we
ripping
get it.
huge holes into the skin, only to retreat and smash through the tissue again about twice a second. Tens of thousands of cells are violently killed right away, ripped into pieces, or damaged beyond repair. Luckily, you did your research and chose a responsible tattoo artist who properly disinfected their tools and your skin. But you only
hope
ever
so.
get 99.9% of all bacteria.
Mine was an
and
in-house
all the
free
survivors
tattoo.
made it into
I don't
your
think he did
face.
that.
To put it mildly, your immune system is not amused at all. All the death and destruction wakes up hundreds of thousands of macrophages in your dermis that rush into the open wounds to defend you. Immediately, they start killing bacteria, release chemicals that call for reinforcements, and order your blood vessels to open up and make your dermis swell up with fluid. But worse than the hundreds of wounds and a few invaders
That happened.
is the tidal wave of chemicals that floods your tissue.
That happened.
Tattoo ink can be made from hundreds of substances, some may even be toxic or carcinogenic. Most are from heavy metals like lead, nickel or chromium dissolved in distilled water. The battlefield is now a wild mix of dead cell parts, a few panicked bacteria,
Oh well,
blood and
YOLO.
bodily fluids, cells trying to close wounds, more and more fresh immune cells, and the flood of tattoo ink. On the scale of your cells, clumps of ink particles are huge. If you were the size of a cell, they'd range from big dogs to small office buildings. Your immune system has one main job: identify what is not you and smash it until it's dead. The macrophages are desperately trying to do that.
Who this?
Like tiny octopuses, they extend arm-like structures and begin pulling the ink particles inside. Usually, when a macrophage has eaten an enemy, it showers it in acid to dissolve it. But this doesn't work with the ink. They try, but nothing works. The particles don't react in any way.
Oh shit, so it just
This
becomes
is
my
just the particles
genome?
small enough to be devoured. By now, the larger chunks are surrounded by thousands of your structural skin cells and macrophages that are nomming on them, bathing them in acid and attack chemicals, trying to destroy and kill them. But they're not moving even a tiny bit. Nothing works.
Hey yo.
Finally, your immune system has to concede. It will not win this fight, so it does the next best thing: not lose. Your cells don't know how dangerous these metals and chemicals are, but they can at least not let them spread around. So they just stay in place. They vacuum up all the particles they can fit into their bodies and surround the larger ones, trapping them in the only prison they can build, themselves. Bit by bit, the ink inside thousands of tiny wounds moves inside millions of immune cells that freeze in place forever. On the outside, you don't notice any of this. Your new tattoo is fresh and the colors are vibrant. Your skin hurts and is irritated and swollen. But wounds heal, tiny holes close, dead cells are replaced. Bit by bit, the conveyor belt of death does its job, shedding dead cells ripe in color, replacing them with fresh and clean ones. Your tattoo becomes a little less vibrant, now the ink is no longer
That
on
makes
your skin,
sense.
but inside it. But what you're really seeing is millions of your macrophages sitting in your dermis, patiently holding the ink in place, protecting your body from poison. Your immune system is why
Yo,
your
that's
tattoo
sick.
is forever. Actually, nothing is forever. Over time, your macrophages get old and die, and new ones come in to gobble up the ink and keep it in place. But sometimes a tiny bit of ink escapes. Most of it is recaptured and locked in place, but not always the exact same place. You notice that as your tattoo fades out a bit and turns less sharp and crisp at its edges. Some of the ink escapes the tattoo entirely. It rides fluids flowing from your tissue and spreads around your body, another reason why tattoo ink should ideally not be poison. Your immune system also kind of doesn't want you to remove tattoos. To do that,
I'm good.
usually the ink is shot out
I'm
with
good.
lasers, which heats up the particles until they break into smaller chunks, cooking your brave macrophages in the process. With every round of lasering, more of your tattoo is broken down and carried away by fluids. But also, every time, new macrophages rush into the tattoo to lock the ink in place. So like, maybe think about it carefully before you get the name of your new bae tattooed, but you do you. But if you got one, you can directly see your immune system protecting you. This is how much your body loves you, which is kind of sweet. And while tattoos are probably not that big of a deal for your body if applied correctly, you now know about the struggle going on inside your skin and the sacrifice of your macrophage buddies, only for you to have that art forever. To appreciate your amazing immune system, you have to know about it first, and the same goes for anything going on in our universe. To help you with that, we've
I
created
like
a
this
series
channel,
of
guys.
lessons
If
to
you don't
take
know
your
this
scientific
channel,
knowledge to the
go
next
check
level.
out this channel.
Made in
This channel
collaboration with our friends
describes
at
the
Brilliant
deserves the
Metals, these
subscribe
lessons
button. I
let
thought I
you
was already
further explore
subscribed to
topics
them,
in
but
our
maybe
most
not on this
popular
account. I was
videos,
subscribed to
from
them on my
basic
old
and
YouTube
Romanian
account, which I used to use a
metabolism
lot
to
more
climate
before I got
science
this
and
account.
supernovae. Brilliant has
This one's the
thousands of
premium
lessons
account,
to
so
explore,
probably not up
and
to
each
them
one
on this
is
one, but now I am.
like a one-on-one
Go check them
version of a
out.
Kurzgesagt
They
video.
deserve
Brilliant's
all the
latest
love,
course,
all the support.
How
21
LLMs
million
Work,
subs. They
takes you
they
under
drop
the real
amazing
language model.
animation. They drop
It
amazing
demystifies
educational
technologies like
content,
ChatGPT
all
with
about
interactive lessons on
fun
everything
stuff that I like to
from
learn.
vocabulary to how
And
choose their
they
next
help you
word.
on this, so go check
You'll
them out.
learn how to tune LLMs to produce output with exactly your
Now
desired
there's
tonality,
just
whether it's
advertising,
poetry
obviously.
or a
This is
cover
just
letter.
all advertising. advertisement.
And you'll understand why training is really
We'll leave their
everything,
advertisement
like
running.
models,
Give them
Swift
the
lyrics,
whole view
and the
count.
latest
You know, I'll be a
feature
good guy.
text,
Give
terms,
them
and
the whole view
conditions.
count. Let that
This isn't
advertisement
just a
run.
course, it's an immersive
Give them the
AI
proper
allowing you to
proper
experience and harness the
reaction.
mechanics of today's most advanced tool.
That's a pretty
To
good
get
tool.
hands-on with Kurzgesagt
Get that
lessons
tool,
and explore
get
everything
Genius,
Brilliant
get
has to
Smart.
offer,
You
can
get a
start your
30-day
free
free
30-day
trial to that.
by signing up at
Brilliant.org/nutshell.
There's even an extra perk
And
for
if
Kurzgesagt
Brilliant
viewers.
wants to sponsor
First
me,
200 people to use
I would
the
love that.
20%
And please
off
don't
annual
sue me
membership
for
once that
reacting to
trial
your
ends.
content either,
We love
because
seeing how the gears
I'm
interlock
just
with our research.
a kid
Brilliant
watching
gives you
YouTube
the tools
videos,
to
man.
understand
That's all
how
I am.
everything fits together.
Just a kid watching YouTube videos. Shout out to Kurzgesagt. I can't say that German word at all. But it means in a nutshell. And their videos are wonderful. So go check them out, ladies and gentlemen. Go check them out. Dieter saying, oh, policy violation. No more reacting. Are you sure? I know XQC got in trouble for that quite a bit. But are you sure? Because, like, see? 23 hours ago. What the hell is this? That's Alinity? Why are you watching Alinity, bro? Reddit recap. Where's the other React? See, XQC still posts React videos. I know he got into trouble recently for reacting some channels. That's because some channels were just trying to scam him. XQC actually contacted these channels, asked for their permission. They said yes, and then they came back for some clout on some fake type bullshit just to gain some notoriety off of XQC. Obviously, I get it because they were like, XQC stealing my views that I should be getting on my videos, that is taking away money from my videos and whatnot. But if you're smart, dude, XQC watching your video gives you like 70,000 subs over the span of a month. 70,000 more views that you did not have because one guy saw you on YouTube. How stupid could you be trying to fight that? And since that guy, ever since he did that, I haven't seen that guy's videos going up that big anymore. So I think it's just that one guy and a couple other random YouTubers crying about their money because people weren't really giving the views to him as much as he would have liked it, but he's still getting it. So he's just a little bitch for it. If I get copy striked, I get copy striked. I don't watch it again. I'll deal with it later on. But until then, I want to react to content. I want to watch fun stuff with my viewers. And we'll learn some good stuff along with it too. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming by. Thank you for hanging out. Awesome episode today. We were here for more than 2 hours, 2.5 hours. It's been a long episode. Basically, the amount of time I would have spent gaming today, I spent it with you guys watching some fun videos and even spent it watching some S&P Capital videos, which we got to learn off of. Expect some videos from this stream to get chopped up and thrown into the video schedule for the weekend. So most of you probably have already seen the stuff that's come out because you were here, but if you didn't, then you're gonna see those videos coming out throughout the weekend. So I'll see you in the offline videos, and if you show up on the Discord or on Twitter, then I'll see you throughout the trading day on there. So good luck on your trading day tomorrow. Get an amazing Friday on the books. I will see you guys Monday at 8 o'clock. Good night. Take care. Ciao.